What's up, guys? It's KB. Make sure you subscribe to the Underground Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel. Click the bell icon down below so you don't miss a single video from us. And thanks for tuning in to another video from Underground Sports Philadelphia. Now let's get into it.
Philadelphia, baby, you're going to love it. Best sports fans in the world. Actually the worst, but that's what makes them the best.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome into episode number 766 of Underground Sports Philadelphia, presented by the city of Vineland. It's your boy KB coming at you solo dolo. It has been a busy, crazy, hectic week here at Underground, from content to me trying to just enjoy a little me time. And sometimes when that happens, we get a little bit behind, but we are back. Apologies for the delay in this episode getting up. But we got some fun Philly stuff to dive into, and just going into whatever the heck else decides to come across the docket. You know, it's one of those things that sometimes during this time of the year, I remember, officially confirmed the Sixers are bringing back piece of my childhood, so we will talk about that as well. But before we get into everything, make sure you guys are following us on the socials at Underground PHI across the board. We're on every social platform, so keep following us. It really does help the show continue to grow. It helps more people find Underground Sports Philadelphia on social media, plus all of our other brands, from the house show with Pat Pitts to Underground Circuit to Outside the Box to Top Binge, Streamer Season, Get in the Hole, and of course, so much more. So keep following us. You can follow me on social at KBIZZL311 on Twitter, KBIZZLE11 on Instagram and Threads. Coast Energy, please sponsor me. Subscribe to the pod. Subscribe to the pod. Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts in audio form. Leave us a 5-star rating and review. It goes a long way for helping this show continue to grow. And like I said, it helps all of our shows here on the network continue to grow. So keep subscribing on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts in audio form. And, of course, subscribe to the Underground Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel, youtube.com/@Underground Sports Philadelphia. That is where you get full video episodes of this show twice a week, full video episodes of every show on our network, clips, shorts, live streams, original video content. It is all on our YouTube channel. We are 9 subscribers away from 1,100, which means you get Moonshot Mania merch, which is our official Home Run Derby live viewing extravaganza companion stream. We mentioned that on our broadcast, that once we get to 1,100 subscribers, we would put Moonshot Mania merch in the store. So if you want Moonshot Mania merch, tell 9 of your friends or more to subscribe to our YouTube channel. And of course, guys, leave a like on the video, drop a comment in the comment section, click that bell icon so you know whenever new videos go live. And this show is proudly presented by the City of Vineland, and the City of Vineland Municipal Calendar features city-organized, city-sponsored, and city-affiliated events that are of public interest. The calendar, which is accessible at vinelandcity.org, is a good way for residents and visitors to build awareness, remain engaged with city government, and participate in local events. You can also follow the City of Vineland on social media via their Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube pages. And through these tools, you can stay connected to the community and get important announcements about programs and services offered by the city. Vineland, New Jersey, where it's always growing season. And big thank you to Security 21 Security Systems and Paul J. Gillespie Incorporated for their continued support of this podcast.
I'm Mayor Anthony Finucci. If you're looking for the right location, think Vineland, New Jersey. Our pro-business approach is supported by financial incentives, workforce development programs, and other resources which can give your business a competitive edge. Whether you're starting a new business or expanding to new markets, our business environment, infrastructure, accessibility, and quality of life make Vineland an ideal location. More information about how we can help your business grow can be found at vinelandcity.org. Vineland, New Jersey, where it's always growing season.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it feels good to be back in the saddle. I did a little adjusting of my microphone too. So if you're watching on YouTube and you're like a big, gearhead in terms of podcasting and everything, let me know how the equipment sounds now that I've adjusted it and how it looks visually for you guys. Because I feel like it's like way less out of my face, which has been my plan the whole time. I've been looking at potentially new arm bars, but I'm not 100% sure because I really like these arm bars too because they're dense, they're sturdy. But I feel like sometimes the microphone or the bar gets in my face, but I feel like I've done a good adjustment here to make sure that it's not all too crazy up in my face now, and you can kind of see like the full me, which is kind of nice. But let me know in the comment section if it looks a little bit better. I'll have to go back and look at some of the clips from the past couple of episodes because this is a recent adjustment. But nonetheless, the Phillies win another series, and they take 2 out of 3 from the Baltimore Orioles. A series that I wish they would have been able to sweep because the Orioles are not good. But nonetheless, you win a series. That is the name of the game. You win more series than you lose, you're going to be a very successful baseball team. Okay? If you win every single series that you play, which is damn near impossible, you're on pace for a 108, 109 win season. And that is a good series win for the Phils. Took care of business game 1, game 2. I was there, game 2, and the boys delivered. Taijuan Walker was great on Tuesday. The pitching, I've said it time and time again on this show, everyone. This Phillies team is going to go as far as their pitching wants to take them, and that includes the rotation, that includes the bullpen, that includes guys like Taijuan Walker, that included guys prior to him getting traded like Mick Abel, that's going to include guys like Aaron Nola and Jose Alvarado when they return from their respective absences. But the Phillies did what they had to do, and this has been a weird stretch of Phillies baseball coming out of the All-Star break with 7 straight American League series. They will wrap up this gauntlet run against the American League in Texas over the weekend, but it's been one of those things where it's unfamiliar teams, too, that you're playing. You're playing against American League opponents. You don't see them all the time. Pardon my yawn. You don't see American League teams as often as you see National League teams, as often as you see your divisional opponents. So being able to play well against lesser-known opponents is a good thing. These are series you want to see the Phillies win because at the end of the day, there's very few and far between of them. And if you can win against teams that you're not familiar with, it'll give you, the boost going into series against teams that you are familiar with, against divisional opponents. Just keep racking up wins at the end of the day. That's how I feel about this team. And, being there on Tuesday night, Joan Duran had a chance to come in, and I am fully convinced home games, Joan Duran only comes out when myself and CFO Margie are in the building because the 2 times he's pitched at the bank, she and I were in attendance. And I was in attendance with somebody else on Tuesday, and Joan almost came in, but Brandon Marsh came to save the day and made sure that Max Lazar pitched instead. And Citizens Bank Park was not too happy about that. And by Citizens Bank Park, I mean some of the fans that were in the stadium because they booed Brandon Marsh coming into the game. But here's my thing. Speaking of Brandon Marsh, okay, my tip of the cap here. A tip of the cap to my good pal, Brandon Marsh, is brought to you by our pals over at 47, okay? We love 47 here at Underground Sports Philadelphia. It is the hat brand that I wear all the time, whether I'm going out to Citizens Bank Park, kicking it around the crib, going out running errands, whatever it may be. If I've got a hat on my head, you can guarantee it's got that 47 logo on there, okay? 47. I've been rocking 47 brand hats, apparel for well over a decade. I used to work at PacSun. We used to sell 47, here and there, and I would always gobble it up when I got the chance to. And now that they've been on board with us as a partner for quite some time, I genuinely am on their website almost every single day, just checking out the new drops, seeing what I can get my hands on to rep the Phils, the Sixers, the Flyers, the Eagles, even the Iron Pigs. They've got amazing NASCAR collection gear. They've got stuff for soccer fans, which I'm hoping even more rolls out this year for that. Just you name it, they've got it. The MLB Carhartt collection with Bryce Harper is second to none.
So what we getting done today?
The usual.
My mama told me before I left my town. My mama told me.
Perfect.
I'm going home.
Okay, it is absolutely stunning. You guys can use our link in the description to shop with 47. Check out all of their designs for your favorite sports teams. Check out all of the apparel, all the headwear. I love the hitch style myself. It's my go-to. And when you use our link to shop with 47, sign up, join the 47 family, create an account on their website. It's free to join, and you get free shipping on all orders when you become a member of the 47 family. It's truly... If it's free, it's from me. And I love being a member of the 47 family because I rack up points on all of my purchases, which go towards me getting free hats. And who doesn't love free? Like I said, if it's free, it's for me. So use our link in the description to shop with 47, and we thank them and give them a tip of the cap for being a proud partner of Underground Sports Philadelphia, baby. Brandon Marsh, though. I want to talk about Brandon Marsh here because a lot of people owe Brandon Marsh a big, fat apology. Okay? And it brings me immense joy to bring this up. As a staunch Brandon Marsh fan, as someone who enjoyed the trade when it happened in 2022 when the Phillies went out and got Brandon Marsh from the Los Angeles Angels, I thought this was a move for the now at the time and also a move for the later. And Brandon Marsh is the type of player that can really succeed in the right opportunities. And Brandon Marsh, since coming off of the injured list and having an O for April, has turned it on and has become a pivotal part of why this Philadelphia Phillies team, especially offensively and to a degree defensively when he's in, he's made some spectacular plays defensively. But offensively is where I'm focused on right now in terms of this argument because he has been so dynamic for this lineup. He's hitting to all aspects you could want. He's putting the ball in play. He's hit a couple home runs here and there that have been really, really clutch. And Brandon Marsh has become a vital piece of this offense when a lot of you people with the Twitter fingers, a lot of Twitter fingers out there running amok in April, talking about all Brandon Marsh does is bark and have wet hair. He doesn't do anything for the team. It's been awfully quiet on the Brandon Marsh slander front. I'll tell you that much. I haven't seen a lick of Brandon Marsh slander because all you bozos and all you dipshits out there who were slandering this man's name got nothing to say now. You're real quiet. You ain't got nothing to talk about when the big dog is out there eating. Okay? He's turned his season on. He has been one of the most valuable pieces to the Phillies staying as consistent as they have been throughout the course of this season since he's come off the injured list and has really showcased why he needs to be a Philly long term. He plays great defense. When he's hitting, and he's doing it consistently. The dude has been a massive reason for the Phillies' success here since May, pretty much, since May 3rd. And all you people who were yapping, just certified yappers out here, you know, I got my hands going looking like a king crab because of all the yapping you were doing. You all owe Brandon Marsh an apology. And it should be handwritten. It should look like the letter that Snooki and JWoww wrote to Sammy when they saw Ron with the girl at bed. Okay? That's the type of that's the length of the letter we should. The length of the letter should be the length of the Declaration of Independence, crying out loud. because some of the stuff y'all were talking about, that you were yapping about, was absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. I could say the same thing about Taijuan Walker, to be quite frank. I was at opening day. Taijuan Walker got booed before he even threw a pitch. The dude has been a massive reason why the Phillies have stayed above water in the absence of Aaron Nola due to his injury. He has been everything you need from a fifth starter. Has it been perfect? No. But has it been way better than what we got from Ty last year? Absolutely. He's been efficient. He's delivered. And he's just put his head down and gone to work. A lot of you people online on the old tweet machine owe Brandon Marsh and, to a degree, Taijuan Walker some big apologies, because those two have been extremely valuable for this Phillies team for a good portion, if not a majority of the portion of this 2025 season. And don't get me wrong, I like Johan Rojas, the player. I like him, the person. I think he's great for this team. He brings a young energy, a young flair, plays impeccable defense when he's locked in. He's had some blunders out there, though, don't get me wrong, and I'm not saying everyone on this team has been perfect. But I would much rather, and I've talked about this dating back to last year, I would much rather Johan Rojas have an opportunity to play every day, get consistent at bats, and work on him being a contact hitter. That's where Johan Rojas is going to succeed if he wants to be a successful major leaguer. He needs to be a contact, slap-type hitter. He needs to be what Steven Kwan is. You know, everyone was clamoring for Steven Kwan at the trade deadline. I would have loved to have seen it. He wasn't available. But if Johan Rojas wants to be successful, that's what he needs to model his game after. He's got the speed. If he gets on base, he's a problem. Very few catchers have the arm speed to keep up with Johan Rojas' foot speed. He plays impeccable defense in center field. Two things he needs to work on: his plate approach, his bat speed, and that's offensively. And then defensively, he needs to work on his communication skills. Because we've seen a couple blunders this year in particular where if Johan talked a little more, the Phillies may have a couple more wins under their belts. But I'm more worried about him working on the things at the plate and becoming a much more disciplined hitter and a much more contact type hitter, bat to ball type hitter than what he is right now, because it seems like he's just swinging for the fences almost every single time he's come up to bat and puts himself into horrible counts for a hitter. So I'm glad he's going to be able to get consistent time to just figure things out, because that's what he needs. He was fast-tracked to the major leagues. Let's not forget that. Johan Rojas was called up right after he turned 22 years old, if not right before. I forget exactly when he got called up in 2023. But we've seen him have success. We've seen him play well. I just need to see it consistently. And Brandon Marsh has shown you he can do it consistently. We've seen Nick Castellanos. I know he's got to pick it up a bit. He's been slumping a bit over the past couple of weeks, especially against right-handed pitchers. But we've seen Nick be a consummate pro and deliver when you need him to. Brandon Marsh is delivering when you need him to. We'll see what Harrison Bader is going to be able to do on a consistent level. Got his first home run, which was his first hit in a Phillies uniform. Welcome to the function, Harrison Bader. I love Harrison Bader, man. That's a guy that I want the Phillies to keep here. He just fits the vibe. He's fun. He's laid back. Plays impeccable defense. Can hit the ball around. And his energy just fits this city. I would love Harrison Bader to remain a Philadelphia Philly moving forward. And we'll see what Max Kepler does. He had a great game when I was there on Tuesday, and he's starting to hit the ball pretty well right now, and he's seeing the ball well. And that's a huge thing for this team. You know, I've talked about a ton how I've wanted the Phillies to go and get a bench bat that kind of strikes fear into opposing pitchers, especially in the postseason. We've had Matt Stairs in this city. We haven't really had anybody since then that comes off the bench and really strikes fear into an opponent in a postseason series. And Mundo Sosa can certainly, you know, get on base and rally for you. And I'm not saying Max Kepler will strike fear into opposing right-handed pitching. But if Max Kepler's going to hit the ball the way that he's hitting it right now and remain on this team, they got to find a role for him somewhere. Okay? So we'll see how that all kind of shakes out, you know, going to Texas and then going to Cincinnati, then D.C., and then coming back home against the Mariners, coming back home against the Nationals, having to play the Mets, having to play the Braves to close out August. It's crazy that we're in August like this. I hate that the summer flies by. But yeah, I mean, like, this is a good baseball team, and I tried to tell people this from the jump, that this team is not like last year's team, in my opinion. They have far better pitching. Joan Duran is going to be an absolute star in the back of the bullpen for this team. You get Alvarado back mid-August to help you kind of push towards the stretch run, clinch another division title, go back-to-back NL East champs, and try to push for one of those top 2 seeds in the National League playoffs. You know, Matt Strahm, you can kind of tweak him around a bit, you know, as things go on. David Robertson will be joining this bullpen. Orion Kerkering has looked strong most of this season. You're going to get Aaron Nola back. It's going to lengthen your rotation. Taijuan Walker becomes a bit more of a swing guy, a long man. Who knows what happens when, you know, Alvarado and Nola come back, what pitchers get moved around, get sent down, DFA'd, what have you. But this is a very good baseball team that's getting reinforcement. They're doing a lot of this, too, without their starting third baseman. The Phillies are playing this well right now, and they haven't had Alec Boehm in quite some time. When did Alec Boehm go on the injured list? Alec Boehm. Yeah, I mean, he suffered that injury in July. It's been nearly a month. July 19th, he got placed on the injured list with a fractured left rib. He took the pitch to the rib on July 12th, and then a week later, he was placed on the injured list. So, nearly a month you've been playing without your all-star caliber third baseman, who, mind you, has also played incredibly well since a slow start to the season occurred for him. When he went on the injured list, Alec Boehm hitting .278 with 8 home runs, 42 RBI on the season, almost 100 hits. They miss his defense at third, I'll tell you that much. But remember when Alec Boehm couldn't be a Gold Glove caliber third baseman because he was too tall? That was a fun time. This team is incredibly, incredibly talented, guys. And they are going to go as far as their pitching will take them. They will go as the Schwarbombs go. They will go as Bryce Harper goes. And they will go as long as this lineup collectively plays as a team. You can't play individual baseball if you want to win a championship. It doesn't win you a title. Playing as a team, playing team baseball wins you a title. You got to play a full 9 innings, both offense and defense. You got to pitch well, you got to hit well, and your bullpen is going to be the thing that makes or breaks you. Because baseball playoffs become a bullpen game, and guess what? The Phillies got one of the best back ends in the National League, if not all of baseball, especially with Joan Duran now. You'll add David Robertson, fresh arm. You can go Strom, Kerkering, David Robertson, and then Duran to close things out. Those three beforehand. You can mix that any which way you want. And then for the rest of the regular season, you'll throw Jose Alvarado in that mix. Okay? There's so many options available for this team that make them lethal, and that's exciting. And if you're not excited about this Phillies team, you just don't like fun. You don't like the thrill. You don't like the ride that a Major League Baseball season is. So you should kind of just not even pay attention to baseball. If you're not having fun watching this team, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you because they are a fun baseball team. They do a lot of awesome things, and they're one of the best teams in baseball. And a lot of people just continue treating baseball like football, critiquing every little thing about every single game, and that's just not how you treat it. That's not how you treat it. Okay? But what you should do is treat yourself to some awesome merch from our merch partners at PHI Apparel Company. With their unique designs for all, there's no doubt in my mind and no doubt in their mind, you will stand out in the crowd. Go to phiapparel.co. Check out all the Underground Sports Philadelphia podcast merch, plus all your favorite Philly sports team merch to rep at the bank, rep at Subaru Park. Gear up for this Eagles season and getting ready to rep the Super Bowl champions at the link, okay? Gear up for the Fly Guys, the Sixers, whatever it may be. But, of course, represent your favorite Philly sports podcast. Go to phiapparel.co, and when you go to checkout, use code UNDERGROUND for 10% off your next merch order. Again, that's phiapparel.co, code UNDERGROUND, 10% off your next merch order, and stand out in the crowd with the official merch partner of Underground Sports Philadelphia. One final thing here, shorter episode. Just wanted to get some thoughts off on the Phils, get some thoughts off here. The Sixers are trying to swoon me. Okay, they're trying to win me over because they are officially official are the Allen Iverson Era Black Sixers uniforms. They're making a return. They are officially back. The Sixers will be wearing them this season, and I gotta say, the fact that we get to see Joel Embiid, Tyrese Maxey, Jared McCain, and VJ Edgecombe in these particular jerseys is pretty fucking cool. Okay? I think when you look at vintage jerseys, and it's weird saying that those are vintage because it makes me feel incredibly old. Newsflash, I'm not that old. But those jerseys are my childhood. That's when I first really started to gain an affinity for basketball and for the Sixers and understanding what the NBA was. I was young in 2000, 2001. I was in kindergarten. Okay, I was in first grade when Allen Iverson was hooping in those jerseys. And you know, the blue alternative to those black uniforms are just as sweet. I love those as well. But the black ones just, they screamed bad boy. They screamed, you know, like culture. And they screamed like we're straying from the norm. And it made the Sixers feel like a cool organization again, you know, after a lot of downtime and a lot of, you know, down years where, you know, they still haven't won a championship since 1983, but it felt like a rebirth almost, and it felt like a phoenix rising from the ashes. And those jerseys, like, they transcend basketball. They transcend the Sixers fandom. They transcend the NBA. Those jerseys are a cultural staple. And a lot of that has to do with Allen Iverson wearing them, for sure. Allen Iverson hooping in those jerseys made those a culture piece. Those are iconic basketball jerseys, partially because they look awesome, but for a majority, it's because Allen Iverson hooped like a goddamn mofo in those jerseys and made them unbelievably cool, because Allen Iverson is unbelievably cool. If the Sixers were bad wearing those, if the Sixers didn't go to the NBA Finals wearing those jerseys, if the Allen Iverson step over on Tyronn Lue doesn't happen in those jerseys, I don't know how much of a statement they make in the overall zeitgeist of culture, sports fandom, pop culture, and transcending outside of a Philadelphia bubble. So the fact that we get those jerseys back in the spotlight, it touches a soft spot in my heart, because that is my childhood. It's 25 years since we've seen those jerseys in their full capacity, and they're just an incredible piece of Sixers history, an incredible piece of NBA history, and an incredible piece of fashion and pop culture history that I'm glad they're going to get the limelight again for the next generation. They're going to see those jerseys on the VJ Edgecombs, the Tyrese Maxeys, Jared McCain, Joel Embiid, and it's going to make them pop yet again. And, they're not in the echelon for me like the Phillies powder blues are, but man, are they just, they are in that conversation of Philadelphia having great uniforms in general. The red pinstripes, the midnight green. The Flyers have always had great uniforms. The Sixers, they have solid uniforms right now. I think they're probably number 4 of the 4 big. But you talk about the powder blues, talk about the Kelly greens. You have to put the Allen Iverson black jersey in that conversation of Philadelphia having elite, throwback, vintage, classic uniforms. Those three are a power dynamic triangle. Okay? Those 3 jerseys right there are culturally impactful. And they're all from our city. And guess what? If I did, I would, but I don't, so you guys can. You should drink to that. And the best way to do it, to the Sixers uniforms coming back, is cracking open an ice-cold Kenwood Beer, the official beer partner of Underground Sports Philadelphia. It's a refreshing light beer, just 4.1% ABV, 120 calories, just 8 grams of carbs. You guys can go to kenwoodbeer.com, use the Kenny Finder. Pardon my yawn. Use the Kenny Finder to see who's got Kenwood Beer on tap in the Philadelphia, New Jersey, Delaware, Maryland, and Pittsburgh areas. You can also find Kenwood Beer at your local liquor stores in those markets. And if you're going to the Man Center in Philadelphia at all this summer, you can get Tall Boy Kenny's at the Man all summer long. Again, that's kenwoodbeer.com. Must be 21 or older to do so. And as always, guys, please drink responsibly. That is all I've got for you guys on this one. Make sure you're following us on the socials at Underground PHI. Next Wednesday, Harrison and I are going to both of our very first Philadelphia Union games for the U.S. Open Cup quarterfinal against the New York Red Bulls at Subaru Park. We're going to be 5 rows off the field. Shout out, no free shout outs to Tick Pick for making that happen. We got our tickets for the lowest price that I could have found on the market, and genuinely second to none. They are the best. So very excited to be going to our very first Union game, and it's going to be an absolute time at Subaru Park next Wednesday. So definitely keep an eye on the socials at Underground PHI for our escapades, baby. Subscribe to the pod, Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts in audio form. Leave us a 5-star review. It goes a long way for helping this show continue to grow, plus all of our other shows here on the network. And subscribe to the Underground Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel, youtube.com/@UndergroundSportsPhiladelphia. Leave a like on the video, drop a comment in the comment section, and click that bell icon so you know whenever new videos go live. And this show is proudly presented by the city of Vineland. And whether you are a company looking to expand, relocate, or you're a new business startup, selecting the right location is critical to your success. Vineland, New Jersey offers both an affordable business location and an excellent quality of life. The city's Economic Development Department is a one-stop source for moving your project through the development and approval process, and their goal is to make this process as smooth as possible and to provide the fastest turnaround times in the region. If you're considering potential locations for your operation, contact the Vineland Economic Development Team at 856-794-4100. That's 856-794-4100. Vineland, New Jersey, where it's always growing season. And big thank you to Security 21 Security Systems and Paul J. Gillespie Incorporated for their continued support of this podcast. This has been episode number 766 of Underground Sports Philadelphia. I'm your boy KB. Thank you guys all for sticking around and being supportive and dealing with the hold up here with getting the episode out. It's been a crazy week, but nonetheless, we got it to you. Thanks for tuning in. We'll be back on Sunday with a brand new episode recapping the Phils and the Rangers, the Eagles preseason, and open practice, and a whole lot more that's on the horizon. So definitely check that out on Monday. But until then, I'm getting the heck up out of here. Go Phils, go Birds, go Union, and I'm signing off. Peace.